everybody, back, brand new Mindset and Motivation Monday, starting with an ancient proverb that goes like this: as a man thinketh, so he is. This is thousands of years old, this specific proverb, and what it means is this, is whatever you believe is what you will most likely see and attract in your life. Now, before you get turned off, if you're not into the law of attraction, if you don't believe in manifestation or any of those things, I actually want to go through a Stanford-based study that shows that all of this is actually true. It might have been said thousands of years ago, but now modern science is backing it up. And here's the thing. Our beliefs actually create neural patterns in our brain. So we have something called neuroplasticity, which means we can wire in new pathways to get more of what we want in life. Let me give you some examples. So if you are someone that, let's just say, is always worried come Monday mornings because you had a job at some point, and that job, you had a boss that made you very stressed and you were nervous about presenting, and they always shot down your ideas and they belittled you and all of those things. For you, Monday mornings and your presentations to the team became something of a high level of stress. So every Sunday night, you dreaded Monday mornings, right? It affected your sleep. It made you nervous, maybe made you a little sick to your stomach. You might have got a headache or, all of these different things. And that pattern, though, has stayed with you even after leaving that job. Your job now, there's no really worries to be around Monday, but you've created Mondays as still a source of stress. So you find other things then to be what? To be stressed about Mondays. It could be traffic. It could be anything. It could be any normal behavior, right? But you've wired into your brain this pathway that Mondays are always stressful days. It's like that for a lot of people, going back to school with the kids, whatever it might be. But Mondays don't have to be stressful days. And your brain actually allows you then to create a new neural pattern if you begin to change that. So here's an interesting one. This to me is very fascinating, is that we don't change our thoughts to change our thoughts. We change our behaviors in order to rewire our thoughts. That's what this study was all about. So you don't think your way into a new behavior, you behave your way into new thinking, and the brain follows. So that means in order for us to stop being stressed about something, stop being worried about something, or on a more positive note, to manifest something, to attract something, what we need to do is feel good feelings around a new specific behavior that we want more of. Let's just stick with the Mondays theme. Worried about Mondays, got to get the kids ready, back to the routine, have meetings at work, all the stress, all the things, right? Okay. So this is what I found in my practice. The first thing is this, is that many people would love to be in your position. Now, a lot of people don't like to hear that. I totally get it. But it's also nice to fall back and think about. You at some point also wanted to maybe be where you are today. You wanted to have a family, or you wanted to have this job. You wanted to earn this income. You wanted whatever it might be. And so just say, part of it is this, is that we get to do what we're doing. Right? So many of us get to have this work, have this employment. We get to have our family. We get to provide for our children. These are all great things that we get to do, not have to do, right? But if we don't feel like we get to do them, and that it is something that we have to do, well, then we have to do a few things. One is we have to come up with an alternative. We have to come up with a different solution. So what I've shared with people many times, because again, I think I've talked about this on tomorrow's show about stress. It's so important. Some people are so stressed. It affects their ability to swallow. It affects their ability to speak, like it just did for me, I guess. And it also can have difficulty affecting your breathing and affecting your sleep, right? So important. So here's what we need to do. We need to then change some behavior. So sometimes it's just about time. I have no time in the morning. That's why I'm always so stressed. Well, how much more time do you need, right? For most people, honestly, 15 minutes. That's it. Okay, so, and I know this seems kind of ridiculous, and I totally get it, but most of us, all it means is this: we're going to wake up 15 minutes earlier. And you're like, that solution is too simple. That can't be it. No, I've done this with so many clients. I just want you to wake up 15 minutes earlier. Honestly, the extra 15 minutes of sleep is not worth it. That juice is not worth the squeeze there, because then you're super stressed with that extra 15 minutes sleep. No, 15 minutes less sleep, trade that for no stress any day of the week. Any day of the week, right? So now what you're going to do is you're going to say, this is how I just fit in my time as it is. You have 15 more minutes. You're not going to lollygag or whatever that term is to delay. No, you're going to still be in it to win it and try to leave 5 minutes earlier, right? All you want to do is leave the house with lots of time. Plenty of time, so you're not rushed. Then you're not rushing traffic. You're starting the day, especially if you have kids, more relaxed. You want to model relaxation. You want to model no stress. Enjoy life. This is our one life, at least on this plane, this planet, right? That we get to enjoy. That's the whole goal, right? Enjoy it. Yes, you may have an afterlife. Yes, you may believe in whatever your faith may be, but enjoy this time as well. Right? You don't need to live a life of stress. So we have to find out what those stresses are. And then sometimes it can be a simple fix. Oh, I've got to make food. Whatever. Okay, let's meal prep what we can the night before. Let's put out the water bottles. Let's put out the meal prep containers. Let's already wash all the things out. Let's get that done. Let's keep the mornings as simple as possible. So that's one thing that really works. Now, for work, okay, well, what are you stressed about? Presentations, all things? Take 30 minutes the day before. Take 45 minutes the day before. I know it's your Sunday. I get that. But if it allows you to roll into Mondays to feel prepped, that's what I do. I just take 30 minutes and then everything's set up for the next day. And I'm already prepped. I don't have to worry about stressing about Monday mornings. My day's already planned. I have what I need. If there's a presentation, if there's meetings, I just have a nice little outline. I'm all set to go. If you're headed out, your bag's ready. All of those things are there for you. So what are we doing? We're actually taking actions. Waking up 15 minutes earlier, putting the items out the night before, starting a little bit on a Sunday, going to bed earlier if you need to. It's doing all of those things. But my actions now are telling my brain, and it won't work right away. It takes weeks. But they're telling my brain, you don't need to worry, right? You don't need to worry. I'm taking a different behavioral action so that I get a different result, right? Same behavior, same result. Stress, stress, right? Now, relaxation. Oh, but the brain is already still going to want to be stressed. That's when you have to short circuit things. Some people snap their fingers. Some people keep a little band on their hand. They snap the band, but it is then a retraining of those neural pathways. It's about self-awareness. Oh, I see what you're doing here. You're getting stressed now about Monday mornings again. No, brain, you don't need to be stressed. It's okay. Everything's good. I woke up 15 minutes earlier. I'm going to go through my same routine. I'm going to leave a little bit earlier so I'm not as stressed. I'm not running out the door. Everything is now fashioned in order for me to be less stressed. I even timed out the morning. This is how long it takes me to shower. This is how long it takes me to meal prep. Everything is done. I'm just going to follow this plan for the next 21 days and it's going to become a habit. That's what I'm going to do. And so by doing that, you then begin to train your brain, because we need to, right? Our brain looks for things to be worried about. It truly does. And in the Stanford study and others, it's actually found that the prefrontal cortex and the hippocampus grow denser with positive intentional focus, right? We're positively intending for something to happen in our life and we're planning for it, right? The amygdala, though, which drives the fear response, the fear of the meetings, the fear of Mondays, the fear of whatever it might be, it shrinks. It can shrink, which shows less fearfulness when we begin to rewire the brain and how it affects our body. Now, how does it affect our body? Our hypothalamus basically chats with the pituitary gland, which is right next door, and it talks to the thyroid, to the ovaries, to the testes, to the adrenals to tell the body, are we going to be stressed out today? Okay, let's produce more stress hormone, cortisol, and the neurotransmitter norepinephrine, and less testosterone, less progesterone, less maybe DHEA. Those are not good things, right? So what we want to do is actually allow the brain to affect the feelings that we have and also our body in a much more positive way. So these are amazing things that you can do long term. I can't begin to tell you how positive this is for a healthy weight for our body, maintain a healthy weight, healthy blood pressure, a healthy heart, for brain for Alzheimer's and dementia in the future, keeping cortisol levels down, improving your overall sleep, which will improve your hormones, blood sugar, your energy levels. There's no end to what being more positive and taking positive actions and simply decreasing stress can do for your body, lowering interleukin 6 and so many other inflammatory markers. But here's the thing. You don't need to worry about being rainbows and sunshine all day long. What you want to do is just find the major stressors in your life and then work to decrease those through behavioral-based change. Over time, at least 21 days, that will begin to then rewire new pathways in the brain, and you'll naturally then be less stressed. It doesn't happen overnight, but I know you can do this. Let me know if you have any questions. I definitely want to be able to help. Leave them in the comments. Of course, if the show is helpful, do feel free to share it. It's at StephenCabral.com/3566. Have an amazing start to the week, everybody.